So, let's get started.
Glass hoax. Has glass really been melting for centuries? Imagine walking into an ancient church. The air smells like dust, history, and mystery. You look up at those wavy, uneven windows, and someone leans in to see how it's thicker at the bottom. That's because glass is a super slow liquid. It's been melting for hundreds of years. Sounds believable, right? Well, brace yourself, because that's one of the biggest science myths of all time. Physicists everywhere just felt a disturbance in the force. Because glass is not a liquid. Not a kinda, sorta, maybe liquid. Not even on geological timescales. It's an amorphous solid, frozen in place. If glass actually flowed, those old medieval windows would look like Salvador Dali paintings by now, melting, drooping, and dripping off their frames. But they're not. So what's the real reason they're thicker at the bottom? Let's rewind a few centuries. Picture a medieval glassmaker. No machines, no fancy equipment, just fire, sand, sweat, and pure determination. They'd heat molten glass and spin it into massive glowing discs, like tossing the most dangerous pizza in the world. Physics kicked in. The edges spun thicker, the center thinner. When it cooled, they'd cut it into panes for church windows. Now they had a choice: thick side up or thick side down. Well, they weren't stupid. They put the heavy side at the bottom, because that's how gravity and common sense work. It's like asking why the pyramids were built with the wide part at the base. It's not magic, it's basic engineering. Camel Truth. Do camels really store water? For centuries, everyone thought camels were walking water tanks. Those tall, proud humps, supposedly filled with water, like nature's built-in coolers for desert survival. Well, not even close. Those humps, they contain zero water. Not a drop, not a splash. What's inside is even crazier. Fat. Each hump can store up to 80 pounds of pure fat. That's like carrying a small butter person on your back through the desert. Now, when food gets scarce, camels tap into that fat reserve like a built-in snack bar. They literally burn the fat for energy. And as they do, the humps start to shrink and droop, like sad party balloons after the celebration's over. But here's where things get wild. When a camel's body breaks down that fat, it doesn't just make energy. It actually creates water. Yes, water. Through a process called metabolic magic, the fat transforms into usable H2O inside their bodies. It's basically a butter-powered water factory on legs. And here's the twist. The real water storage happens everywhere except the hump. When camels finally reach a watering hole, they go all in, drinking up to 30 gallons in just 13 minutes. So where does all that go? Not into the hump, but into their bloodstream. Their red blood cells are like microscopic water balloons, able to swell to twice their size without bursting. So next time someone says, camels store water in their humps, just smile and say, nope, they run on fat and science. Bird hoax. Does touching baby birds kill them? You're walking through your backyard when you spot it. A tiny, helpless baby bird lying on the ground. Your heart stops. And then your brain screams the one thing we've all heard before. Don't touch it. The mother will smell you and abandon it forever. Sounds noble, right? But it's completely wrong. Dangerously wrong. Because here's the truth. Most birds have the smell detection skills of a brick. Their noses are basically there for decoration. You could soak that chick in perfume, marinate it in garlic butter, and spray it with your grandma's cologne. The mom would still come right back like nothing happened. Birds don't identify their babies by smell. They use sight and sound. Your human scent means nothing to them. It's as irrelevant as the stock market in ancient Rome. And that myth? It's killing innocent chicks every single day. People walk away, thinking they're helping, while the mother circles above, desperate, watching her baby suffer, wondering why these giant hairless apes won't just pick it up and put it back. Here's the wild part. Most of those abandoned baby birds aren't even abandoned. They're just in flight school. They're learning to fly, awkwardly hopping around like drunk college freshmen testing their wings. The real threat isn't your touch. It's the cats, the dogs, and the well-meaning humans who believe this ancient lie. So, next time you see a fallen bird, you're not looking at tragedy. You're watching nature's most awkward driving lesson in action. And yes, you can help. Just gently place the chick back where it belongs. Mom's waiting. Tetanus. Is rust really killing people? Every parent's voice still echoes in our heads. Don't step on a rusty nail, you'll get tetanus. Sounds terrifying, right? But here's the twist. Rust has absolutely nothing to do with tetanus. Zero. Zilch. Nada. You've been scared of the wrong villain all along. The real killer? A microscopic maniac called Clostridium tetani. These little freaks don't live on rust. They live in dirt, soil, and animal poop. They're basically underground party animals, probably throwing raves in your backyard right now. So, why does rust get all the blame? Because rusty things usually sit in dirt, right where the real monsters hang out. The bacteria just use the rust as their Uber ride straight into your bloodstream. The rust is innocent. It's just really bad at choosing friends. Here's the truth bomb. A shiny new nail rolled in dirt is way more dangerous than a rusty one sitting clean in your garage for 20 years. Your tetanus risk isn't about rust. It's about location, location, location. These bacteria are oxygen haters. They despise fresh air like vampires hate sunlight. That's why they thrive in deep puncture wounds, where it's dark, warm, and perfect for chaos. Once they get inside, they throw the worst party ever in your nervous system. Their toxins make your muscles lock up tighter than a bank vault. That's why it's called lockjaw, because your jaw literally locks shut. The solution's simple. Keep your tetanus shots updated. Because these dirt-dwelling party crashers don't care if the thing that stabbed you was rusty, shiny, or covered in diamonds. They just want a way in. Knuckles. Does cracking knuckles really cause arthritis? Your mom warned you. Your teacher scolded you. Stop cracking your knuckles. You'll get arthritis. Sounds terrifying, right? But what if I told you that warning was completely fake? Meet Dr. Donald Unger, the man who basically said, all right, let's test this myth myself. So he did. For 60 years, every single day he cracked the knuckles on only his left hand. The right one? Left untouched. Clean. Holy. That's 21,900 days of one-sided knuckle warfare. After 6 decades, he compared both hands. And the results? No arthritis. No damage. No difference. So what's that sound we're addicted to? It's not your bones grinding into dust. Inside every joint, you've got synovial fluid, a slippery liquid packed with dissolved gas. When you pull or bend your fingers, you create extra space in the joint. The pressure drops and gas bubbles form, then pop. That satisfying crack? You're literally popping internal bubble wrap. That's it. Tiny bubbles bursting. Not your bones, not your cartilage. And after you crack, it takes about 20 minutes for those gases to dissolve back into the fluid. That's why you can't rapid-fire crack the same knuckle twice. Your body's just reloading the bubble gun. The only real downside? You might drive everyone within 10 feet absolutely insane. And sure, if you go full crack addict, maybe your grip strength takes a tiny dip. But arthritis? That's a myth that just got snapped out of existence. Sleepwalking. Can waking a sleepwalker kill them? Never wake a sleepwalker! Your grandmother hisses in panic. Their heart will explode. They'll have a stroke. Their soul will get lost. Sounds dramatic, right? Like something straight out of a ghost story. But here's the truth. None of that is real. 0. Waking a sleepwalker is about as dangerous as waking someone from a nap. Worst case, they'll look confused. Maybe a little grumpy. The real danger isn't waking them. It's letting them wander. Because your sleepwalking friend isn't drifting peacefully through dreamland. They're stumbling through your real kitchen, with your real knives, while their brain is running on 10% battery. They think they're making a midnight sandwich, but they're actually holding a butcher knife in zombie mode. And that's where the nightmare begins. They can walk into traffic, fall down the stairs, even start a fire trying to cook pancakes at 3 a.m. That's the real danger of sleepwalking. Not a heart attack, not a lost soul, just a body on autopilot in a world full of sharp objects. So where did this crazy myth even come from? Back in medieval times, people believed sleepwalking meant your soul had wandered off, like your spirit got bored of your body and decided to go bar hopping at midnight. And if you woke a sleepwalker, you'd trap the soul outside forever. Yeah, it sounds wild, but now you know the truth. You won't kill a sleepwalker by waking them. You'll save them from doing something way worse. Sharks. Do sharks really die if they stop? Sharks die if they stop swimming. You've heard that one, right? Every ocean documentary screams it like it's some tragic curse, as if sharks are doomed to swim forever or drop dead on the spot. But here's the shocker. Most sharks can stop whenever they want. Only a few species, the show-offs like great whites and makos, actually need constant motion to breathe. They're basically the CrossFit junkies of the ocean, forever on that cardio grind. Water has to keep flowing over their gills, so if they stop, they suffocate. But the rest of the shark world? They've got built-in scuba gear. They've got cheek muscles that pump water over their gills while they're totally still. They can literally park on the ocean floor and binge-watch the sea version of Netflix. Nurse sharks? They sleep in piles, like underwater puppies. Some bury themselves halfway in the sand for naps. And angel sharks? They're basically living rugs that barely move for hours. So where did this myth even come from? Documentaries. They love filming the flashy sharks, the sprinters, the hunters, the ones that never stop moving. It's like assuming every human runs marathons, just because you only watch the Olympics. The truth? Most sharks are ocean couch potatoes, just chilling, breathing, and living their best, lazy lives. So no, sharks don't die when they stop swimming, but your childhood science teacher might when they hear that sentence. Venom. Are daddy longlegs secretly deadly? They whisper it like it's a secret. Daddy longlegs are the most venomous spiders on Earth. Thank God their fangs can't pierce human skin. Sounds terrifying, right? Yeah, except it's completely wrong. So wrong, it's like a skyscraper made entirely of stupidity. Here's the truth. Daddy longlegs isn't even one creature. It's 3 totally different animals, all wearing the same Halloween costume. Let's meet the imposters. First, the harvestman. Not a spider. Not venomous. It doesn't even have venom glands. This thing is as dangerous as a cotton ball dipped in baby lotion. It couldn't hurt you if it spent a year training with assassins. Next, the cellar spider. Okay, this one's an actual spider, sure, but its venom? That's like bringing a water pistol to a gunfight. It's built to paralyze fruit flies, not humans. Trying to kill you with that venom is like trying to destroy a skyscraper with a rubber hammer. And finally, the crane fly. Those clumsy mosquito wannabes that kamikaze into your lamp every summer night, they can barely feed themselves. Some don't even have working mouths. Their whole life resume is literally born, mate, die. That's it. So, 3 harmless creatures, 0 deadly venom. Yet somehow the entire planet believes they're secret ninja assassins, just waiting for evolution to hand them bigger fangs. Honestly, they deserve a Nobel Prize in marketing. Tongue. Is someone really swallowing their tongue? Picture this. A person collapses. Their body starts convulsing. Instantly, everyone around becomes an amateur surgeon. "Quick! She's swallowing her tongue!" someone screams. Wallets fly. Spoons appear from nowhere. Desperate fingers dive into the victim's mouth like they're mining for gold. Stop. Right now, you're the biggest threat in this room. Listen, your tongue is literally bolted to the floor of your mouth. There's a tiny biological tether called the frenulum, tougher than you'd think. Trying to swallow your tongue is like trying to swallow your own knee while it's still attached. Go ahead, try it. You'll fail, obviously. This 200-year-old myth has cracked more teeth than a hockey brawl. It turns kind people into accidental jawbreakers. Every time a wallet gets forced into a seizing person's mouth, a dentist somewhere gets a new yacht. Here's what actually happens during a seizure. The muscles go haywire. Yes, including the tongue. It can roll back a little, but swallowing it is impossible. Your body isn't that badly designed. So what do? And it's stupidly simple. Clear the area. Move anything dangerous away. Cushion their head. Protect it from bangs and bumps. Stay with them until they wake and are alert. If it's their first seizure or it lasts too long, call emergency services. That's it. No heroic mouth diving, no wallet shoving, no spoons. Simple care. Less damage, more lives saved. And that's all for today. These myths have fooled millions, but now you know the science behind the stories.
If you enjoyed this, like, share, and subscribe for the next one.